The international break is now in full swing, as players are set to play their first international game over the next day. Usually this can be a bit dull with regards to Liverpool news, but in fact we do have some stuff to go through, as Liverpool have been handed a big boost in their pursuit of top 4, which we will discuss in today's video. Not only that, we will also go through all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. There are no Liverpool players in the Brazil squad for the first time since 2021, with Ederson left surprised by the decision to omit Alisson. The last time there was a Brazil squad without a Liverpool player was in September 2021, when COVID travel restrictions blocked call-ups from Anfield. Before that, you would have to go back to November 2015, when none of Coutinho, Roberto Firmino or Lucas Leiva were called up for the World Cup qualifiers. Alisson was a part of that squad, however, having long contended for the number 1 shirt for his country, but this month none of him, Firmino, Fabinho or Arthur have been included. Brazil are currently led by interim manager Ramon Menezes, who will take charge of a friendly against Morocco on Saturday, with his squad comprised of both familiar faces and young hopefuls. Man City goalkeeper Ederson is expected to start at the weekend and took press conference duties on Tuesday when he expressed surprise not to be joined by Alisson. The first moment I saw the list I was surprised, but it is the coach's decision, he told reporters including Globo. They are choices. I thought he would be on the list, but he wasn't. I don't know why, maybe it's a matter of opportunities for younger players. But we have to work, do our best. Every day there is a good new player who can take on that responsibility too. Elsewhere in his press conference, Ederson addressed speculation that Carlo Ancelotti could become the next Brazil manager and answered a question on his chances as first choice goalkeeper. I think it's too early for that, he replied. Of course it's always important to start a cycle, for me it's no different and I hope we start in the best possible way. But we know it's a long cycle, many things can happen, you can experience many phases during this period. You have to work as hard as you can, maintain consistency in order to be here as many times as possible. Unlike the out of form Fabinho and the only recent fit Firmino, there appears to be no explanation for Alisson being left out of Menezes' squad. He has, after all, been Liverpool's best and most consistent player this season. Without him, statistics show they could have conceded 10 more goals in the Premier League this season. Young Barcelona midfielder Gavi has grabbed headlines this week after it was revealed that he could leave for free this summer due to a contract issue. The 18-year-old is one of European football's most talented prospects and has naturally attracted the attention of a number of top clubs. Gavi rose to prominence at Barcelona last season and already has 17 caps to his name for Spain, including a series of impressive displays at the World Cup in Qatar. The midfielder has been in the news in recent days, with various clubs, including Liverpool, said to be monitoring his situation. Here we take a look at the reasons for the latest noise surrounding Gavi's future and what it could all mean for Liverpool. Barcelona's ongoing financial troubles have resulted in La Liga stepping in to challenge the club's spending, and it appears Gavi's contract could be rescinded as a consequence. ESPN reported that a court ruling has ordered Gavi's registration as a senior player to be reversed, a decision which Barcelona intend to appeal for a second time. Their initial appeal has already been rejected, according to Mundo Deportivo. Should the next appeal be unsuccessful, Gavi's new deal with the club will be void, and Barcelona could stand to lose a player for free in the summer when his youth terms expire. Liverpool are said to have joined the likes of Manchester United and Manchester City on standby if the Spaniard were to become available in the summer. Barcelona have 20 days in which to submit their appeal, and it is likely that all the parties involved will have more clarity once the appeal has been heard. Erling Haaland handed Manchester City a huge injury scare and in turn provided Liverpool with a potential massive boost after withdrawing from Norway's squad. The striker, who on Saturday scored a hat-trick in a 6-0 thrashing of Burnley in the FA Cup, has complained of pain in his groin and will play no part of the upcoming friendlies against Spain and Georgia. It is a big concern for City in their final 11 games of the Premier League season, as the reigning champions look to close a 7-point gap to title favourites Arsenal, win the FA Cup and the Champions League. However, this does provide Liverpool with a massive boost as we play them on April the 1st after the international break, and to say he is in tremendous form is an understatement. We have 3 games against Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea that could have a huge say on whether we get top 4, and to get a boost of Europe's top goal scorer potentially being out could help us a lot in that game. Arthur's agent has spoken out about his client's time at Liverpool, admitting it has been a tricky stint on Merseyside for the Brazilian. Arthur joined the Reds on loan from Juventus on the final day of the summer transfer window, but has only racked up 13 minutes of first-team football in an injury-plagued spell with the club. The 26-year-old has been sidelined since October with an ankle injury, recently returning to full fitness and being named among the substitutes in Liverpool's 1-0 defeat at Bournemouth. His agent Federico Postrello has commented on what has been a difficult season for the midfielder, describing his client as unlucky. He said, "The last day of the transfer market arrived. He paid for the season in which he played little at Juventus. He was integrating and had an annoying injury for which he had to operate. It was 3 months of injury. He made his second bench. I hope he can at least give his contribution. I think he'll come back from the loan and then we'll see what to do." The quote's coming during a season in which fans have grown frustrated with Arthur's lack of availability within the side. Fitness issues were cited as a concern when Juventus loanee was brought to the club, and the fears were soon validated after surgery kept Arthur out of action for over 4 months. The loan agreement from Juventus included an option to make the deal permanent for a fee around €37.5 million, but it will come as a little surprise to supporters that he is expected to depart Anfield in the summer. The signing was made after supporters spent an entire summer calling for midfield reinforcements, and after failing to land Mane, the club decided against spending big in that area. Arthur was viewed as a low-risk and perhaps temporary alternative, with a loan fee of around €4.5 million, enough to secure his services for the 2022-23 campaign. With a season-ending injury to Stefan Bajcetic and a timescale for Thiago's full return still unclear, Liverpool will be hoping Arthur can add to the sole appearance and provide the Reds with an option between now and May at the very least. Sadio Mane was brought off at half-time in Sunday's 2-1 defeat to Bayer Leverkusen, leading one German journalist to ask Liverpool if they drained him. With the offer of a new contract at Anfield on the table, Mane opted to gamble on himself and push for the exit with a year left on his existing deal. His decision broke up the long-standing front three of himself, Mohamed Salah and Firmino, and accelerated a regeneration of Jurgen Klopp's forward ranks. But while his £35.1 million move to Bundesliga was seen as a coup for Bayern Munich, things are yet to materialise in that way for the player or the club. On Sunday, Mane made his 28th appearance for Bayern Munich on a trip to Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen, but despite his side leading 1-0 at the break, the Senegalese was replaced by Serge Gnabry as a part of the triple change. Bayern went on to lose 2-1 in a result that handed Dortmund an advantage in the title race, and reflecting on Mane's situation, Sport 1 journalist Kerry Howe was concerned whether working under Klopp at Liverpool drained him. "What's up with Sadio Mane?" Howe asked. The journalist described Sunday's substitution as a temporary low point for Mane, who was one of the weakest on the pitch with a horror record of just 9 touches of the ball. Rightly, a long-term leg injury in January and February is noted, but it is explained that since his return, the 30-year-old has seemed unfit. He lacks speed and explosiveness, in other words, the qualities that had distinguished him for years in Liverpool, Howe writes. However, he is obviously also paying for those years in Liverpool. The question is then asked, has Jurgen Klopp's power football drained him? Mane is said to look visibly uncomfortable playing as a secondary striker in a 4-4-2, which was completely different to the role he enjoyed at Liverpool. Bayern's number 17 is currently on a run of 8 games without a goal, and owing partly to his injury and the winter break, he has not scored since October in a 6-2 thrashing of Mainz. It's not all doom and gloom for Mane, of course, with 11 goals and 5 assists in 28 games, a decent record, averaging a goal or assist every 112 minutes. Back in October, he scored 5 and assisted 3 in 8 games, including goals in 3 consecutive Champions League games, one of which was a 3-0 victory at Barcelona. However, it is not as flowing as well as Mane would have hoped for on swapping Liverpool for Bayern, which is often the case for those who have left Klopp's side. Liverpool fans, will we get top 4 this season, and does Erling Haaland potentially being out give us a boost for the City clash? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of the video, guys. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, take care, peace.